Oh, I gotta reorganize this desk. So many decks. Oh, I'm in the mood for some new decks. I want to get some of AEL's dirty cards. I've been talking to a friend who does those passion parties, or they're getting ready to do them. Right now they do it online, but we've been talking and chatting about when they start doing parties again, teaming up and doing dirty tarot readings at freaking toy parties. Oh my god, this is the life I end up in. It's funny though. Believe it or not, a little bit of a funny story. My first husband's family, the first time I met them was the night after his mother had hosted a big toy party. So the first day that I met his grandfather and his mother, there was a giant inflatable 6-foot penis in her living room. I'm not even lying. And Pops, man. I tell you. If it wasn't for his grandfather, I would not have hung around as long as I did. I nursed that man off hospice twice. Love that fucking dude. Miss him to death. He passed not too long ago. Whenever I hear that song, Give Heaven Some Hell, I think of him. His brother would come down, and we would just sit in the living room, and my ex would be off playing video games or something, the kids would be asleep, and we would just, we would drink whiskey and bullshit with these two old vets. It's weird, but yeah, that's the shit that I like, man. That's the kind of person I am. I like people who aren't so easily offended, people who've got weird senses of humor. Whenever I would go out to the bar or something like that, even when I was younger, after I moved down here, like when I was in Virginia, it was all clubbing and hanging out with, younger military people, because it was Virginia Beach, usually younger military people and college kids on breaks. Down here, if I was at the bar, generally, you would find me, hanging out in the one corner with all the vets, all the old guys. Why? Because, there's something, we lost something with that generation. That's all there is to it. Those guys knew how, and because they're old, and because they knew they weren't going to get laid or anything else like that, they genuinely just enjoyed the company of a woman. That's it. Genuinely just enjoyed the company. Just enjoyed hanging out. They were the only ones that ever asked you to dance. I was one of the few girls that almost always said yes to a dance. Never saw anything wrong with that. I ask for so little, just let me rule you and you can have everything you want. Write it down. Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. Hail to the king and the queen of the ruckus. Tell you, one of my all-time favorite romantic movies is Pearl Harbor. That's that generation. The last generation that genuinely, instead of trying to impress a female with your baller money and all that other shit, tried to impress females with actually courting and actually dating and actually doing things that they think females would like, not being just assholes and I'll draw them to me. Getting the message mixed up with the messenger. No one saves us but ourselves. We ourselves must walk the path. Sweet Child of Mine is playing. New movie's coming out. Thor. I want to go see Thor. I love Chris Hemsworth. All right, what we got here? Our love is like the wind. I can't see it, but I can feel it. Life's been good to me so far. I like to say that. For sure, life's been good to me so far. I've never really had any extreme weird drama in my life. There's never been any like murders or shootings or, you know, crazy shit like that. And I think it just really comes down to some people only accept certain amount of bullshit in their lives, right? Like, I'm only going to accept a certain level of bullshit. If I catch a vibe off somebody that I'm like, oh, they allow that kind of drama in their lives, no. Well, I'm not gonna. Why? You're not bringing that fucking bullshit into my life, right? I don't know. Just never accepted that. Oh, we got peaceful among the thorns again. Peaceful among the thorns again. Keeping the peace. Keeping the peace. Vigilance. The vigilance card is all about not just being wary about those that are out to do you harm, but being mindful of those who are there to do you good, right? Focusing your energy, seeing who leaves you feeling good about yourself, who leaves you feeling bad about yourself. Who comes in and hypes you up real high, right? And it feels great when they're around, but then as soon as they're gone, you feel like shit. Those are the trickiest ones. Why? Those are the most addictive. Why? Because you think you need them and it's not that. What? They were mirroring your Nine of Cups energy and they drained all your energy, and then as soon as they were gone, you couldn't feel it yourself anymore. They know how to light people up to drain their energy because they can't make their own. They need people to make that energy for them. All right, we got the Child here, Jack of Swords. Child, children, something new. A child is generally a positive card. In the Grimm's Brothers' tale of Hansel and Gretel, Hansel saves his sisters twice from their mother's treachery. But Gretel is the one who ends up saving Hansel from the witch. She learns something new while on their adventures with her brother. When the child shows up, look for something new coming into your life. It could even be a child. If other cards are indicators of fertility, the child predicts that you may also be a person. Okay. They could be indicators of fertility. The child also predicts you may also meet a person who likes to be in charge of things. Like that toddler we've all met, a child can be a bit bossy at times. Let the child also advise you on ways to bring more childlike mindset to a problem. Sometimes you need to look at an issue with a fresh pair of eyes. I've always said, and this is something that the 143 has always preached. You really want to gain some perspective on what is most important in life. Ask a child. Ask a child. I'm going to go with my Terra de la Nuit. That's a little bit of the Leo King this morning. Aries and Sag tagged at the very last, so I watched those two this morning, and he used the new deck. I like watching Brian and David. I think they managed to work it out well. Definitely got a good flow with each other. And all dealt upside down towards you again. Ooh, I'll get the dice too here in a second. Shuffling out. Alright, 3D, 4D, 5D. Always 3D is supposed to be. 3D reality, what people are perceiving based on 3D reality. .4D is telepathic communications, connections, what's on people's minds. 5D is spirit messages, 5D realms, angels, fairies, Octorians, whatever you relate to. Definitely pulling up a lot of masculine energy. Got the King of Pentacles here twice, and the Emperor. But we also do have the High Priestess and some good feminine cards out here too as well going on. I get kind of a pull here actually in between two energies. We got a King of Pentacles on one side on the 4D. We have a King of Wands on the other side on the 4D, and we have a High Priestess in the middle. And actually it's kind of funny because that's what David was talking about earlier. Got to say that because I get it mixed up because I watch Orion Rising as well, and his name is Leo, whereas the Leo King's actual name is David. I don't know. Definitely. Oh, what tangled webs we weave, and when we choose to deceive. Alright, so right here in the middle, I told you I'm getting this very split energy over here, right? The 5D is split between the masculine and the feminine, but definitely there's a split here between two definite energies, right? We've got Drop Dead Beauty, 4 of Wands. That's the marriage card, is the 4 of Wands. Also considered the doorway, 1111. We got this Black Widow here, Drop Dead Beauty in the middle. On one side, someone feels like this is nothing but a bunch of bullshit toxic games that's causing a lot of conflict. On the other side, we've got someone who's trying to find victory, or doesn't see how they can find balance and victory with this. Doesn't know how they can find balance and victory. And I also get a kind of sense of not wanting to step out into the sun. Not wanting to step up onto those stilts, because usually the 2 of Wands is someone on the stilts, right? Not wanting to do that. Almost a fear of victory. A scared of what victory would bring. While the other side feels like it's just games and conflicts. All right, on the 4D, right? On the 4D, we have an ace. The ace. On the 4D, we have the King of Wands here. King of Passion. Get that strength Leo in there. A lot of fire energy. This Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type of energy here, right? A lot of passionate energy. A lot of, yeah. And this person is definitely trying to overcome being left out in the cold, overcome being left impoverished, overcome being stuck in these situations. On this side, we have a King of Pentacles. We got a King of Pentacles who's afraid to make a decision. Afraid to make a decision. Afraid to make a decision, and these two are both afraid. One is afraid of being left out in the cold, and one is afraid to make a decision. And I feel like a lot of people are just wondering what the fuck she's doing. What are you doing? What are you creating? What is this mystery? High Priestess, what are you conjuring? What are you manifesting? Isn't that what everybody always wants to know? Is it all a game? Is it all a trick? Is she really doing this, right? What's the 5D have to say? She's a magician. What do I say about the magician? What's the difference between the high priest, the high priestess, and the magician? Do you know? The magician is a lot of power and action, but the magician is not using real magic. The magician uses the power of illusion to create their reality. Versus using genuine energy and manifestation and things like that, this person uses a lot of illusion, right? Uses a lot of illusions. There's definitely a Six of Swords rite of passage going on. There's this Five of Cups siren energy, and I get a lot of releasing these sirens from the past, these things from the past that keep calling you back to like the spilt cup energy, right? We've got the King of Pentacles on the 5D. The King of Pentacles is on the 5D, but the King of Pentacles is still bound by this Five of Pentacles worry mindset. The King of Pentacles is worried about being left impoverished, running out of money, things of that nature, being left alone and out in the cold again. Because why? Because Five of Cups, that's happened a bunch of times. Right? Why did that happen a bunch of times? Six of Swords, rite of passage. You were building with someone you weren't supposed to, right? You were building with someone you weren't supposed to. That's why the universe towers those things for you, right? Love this magician, though. All right. So we got the King of Pentacles and the magician. Anything else we need to know about these two? Remember, we got the Peaceful Among the Thorns. I'm getting that definitely as this King of Pentacles energy. What, trying to keep the beast... Trying to keep the beast. Ooh, trying to keep the beast in check. Wow. Yep, we got the Two of Wands here again. Right. So it's time to start really looking forward at what you want, right? Oh, I love this, right? It's time to really start looking forward at what you want, and not just what you want. With the Child card that we have here, what is it you're trying to teach the children around you? Right? What is it you're trying to teach the children around you? There's always been this fabulous little meme that goes around that says, it's definitely the Divine Masculine's job to teach their daughters how men should treat women, right? That is and how women should treat men, right? That is the most important thing that you're teaching your children, right? If they're ever going to have healthy relationships later in their lives, they know how to, teach them how to teach them how they should be treated. It's one thing I've always loved about my brother-in-law, like Valentine's Day and things like that. Not only would he always get my sister a bouquet of flowers, he would always make sure to get a little thing of flowers for each of his daughters, right? You got the Five of Swords. So definitely have this, what do you want to teach your children, what values you want to teach your children. And then we got this Five of Swords conflict card that will come from doing this. Why? Because the people you left in the past will feel extremely judged if you choose someone that they feel threatened by. That's it. Point blank, period. It has nothing else to do with anything other than what? Oh, you can't go for that person. That person thinks they're better than me. No, that person doesn't think they're better than you. That person just acts better than you. They have a moral fucking core, They're not vindictive and nasty. There's a sword of truth and a time element that's going on here, right? There's an accepting this sword of truth, right? There's an accepting this Nine of Cups. You radiate a beautiful energy and you attract beautiful energies to you. But there's an Eight of Cups here that still needs to be walked away from, right? I also view the Eight of Cups as walking away from drama queens, gossipers, things of that nature, right? And calculating how these people, I like this with the little calculation, the geometry up there, right? There's a lot of calculating about how these people affect your life and how their toxic manifestations bleed over. What was I saying earlier in the reading? Only accepting a certain level of drama in my life, right? Not going to hang out with people who hang out with people that get robbed and murdered, right? You don't want your kid to grow up to be a drug dealer. Don't bring them around drug dealers. That simple. Really is. Don't do drugs in front of them. Don't bring them around drug dealers. Don't associate them. Don't have them calling your people that you do drugs with their uncles and shit like that and making them think that that's family and that's normal fucking behavior. If you don't want that kind of behavior for your family, be vigilant on what you're exposing them to. Focus on what you're teaching them. Just it. Just it. You gotta look at what the examples are that you're giving them. Right? It's okay to be peaceful among the thorns, but set some healthy boundaries, right? If you're going to be peaceful among the thorns, make sure those thorns are also keeping out the undesirables. Fire away. It's no wonder the truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense. He'll only leave you better off. Oh no, you've pooped your shoe. This is from a really funny movie. I can't remember the name of it. But it's the message behind, oh no, you pooped your shoe, is stepping in shit. And knowing you're going to step. Not watching. Knowing there's shit and not watching where you're stepping, right? Knowing there's shit and not watching where you're stepping, right? And a good way to try to kind of explain that is when you're scrolling like on Instagram or Facebook or whatever you're on and you see something you don't like and you have an opportunity to make a negative comment and you make the negative comment. What? You purposely just stepped in shit, right? Every interview is perfect from the bottom to the top. If someone wants to walk out of your life, let them go. If you making a decision that's better for you causes someone to walk out of your life, let them go. That's the second time that message has come up. Let them go. If they don't want you to do shit that's good for you, good for your family, let them go. Let them go. You don't need that shit, right? You want a heart, you don't know how lucky you are not to have one. Hearts will never be practical until they are made unbreakable. But I still want one. Well, you know what, Tin Man? If you want a fucking heart, carry your ass to the wizard and fucking ask for one. Take some steps. Make some leaps. Follow the yellow brick fucking road. I'm sorry, I'm a little hyped up this morning. I probably shouldn't have made my coffee so strong. There goes my baby. Oh, girl, look at you. You don't know how good it feels to call you my girl. You're not a voice in my head. You're a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Sarah's cards, and then we're done. A couple of Sarah's cards. It's a final intuitive oracle for us today. Then I found the seller information for this. They used to put the link in the bottom. I need to set up a new description. I don't know. There's something about the way I'm doing this, and I know a lot of people come on here, and I know it drives a lot of my older friends on YouTube's nuts that I don't do the tags, the descriptions, the algorithms, and things like that. And it's kind of, the message isn't for everybody. These messages aren't for everybody. They're for who randomly manages to stumble upon them. Right? Oh, also, I'm going to be going live in Facebook in this Coven the Silver Cord. So if you guys are over there, get over there and check that out. And yeah, I'm going to try to get back on here and start doing some more live subscriber readings as well. I know I keep saying I'm going to do that, y'all. I got hurt. I'm trying. All right. We got wildness. We got discover. And we got growth. This is actually kind of a conversation I was having earlier. I made a post that kind of like stepping in shit, right? I pooped my shoe, right? I made what was perceived as a negative comment because it was a different of opinion based on the person that it was, right? So here we go. We got wildness, right? Causing a little bit of chaos. We got this discover. You know what I love about this one? This is the narwhal, right? These used to be considered unicorn horns, right? If you know the legend of the unicorns were called to go onto Noah's Ark, but they didn't believe that it was a real storm, and they thought it was a sun shower, and they all drowned. In some legends, they turned into the narwhal because the narwhal has a unicorn horn. Well, the narwhal doesn't have a unicorn horn. The narwhal has a unicorn-shaped tooth. That's a tooth that's grown through the top of their head, right? New information puts new perspectives on things. Discover. Allow your mind to grow as new information and facts and things come in, right? Growth. That's where growth comes from, right? All right, y'all. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all, and I'll be back as soon as I can, I promise.